The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the holographic display showed another Chitara colony burning. Day One watched from the human delegation seats, his fingers drumming slowly on the armrest. Around him, representatives from 47 species debated whether to intervene. Most said no. The Chitara have no strategic resources, argued the Theran ambassador, its scales shifting colors with dismissive boredom. Why waste military assets on a species that offers nothing in return? Other voices joined in agreement. The Vex Empire was strong, aggressive, and expanding rapidly. The Chitara were peaceful farmers and artists who controlled 7 small worlds on the galactic rim. They had no army worth mentioning, no rare minerals, no tactical advantage to anyone who saved them. Talvin stood in the petitioner's circle, his insectoid body trembling slightly. His compound eyes reflected the burning images of his homeworld. He said nothing more. He had already begged. The council had already decided. Day One stood up. The chamber quieted. Humans rarely spoke in council sessions. They were known as mediators, diplomats, and peacekeepers. They ran hospitals and schools throughout the galaxy. They were soft, most species thought. Useful, but not important. The human delegation invokes Protocol 7, Day One said clearly. Confusion rippled through the chamber. The Council Prime, Kelsha, leaned forward on her crystalline throne. There is no Protocol 7 in Council law. No, Day One agreed. It is human law. It supersedes our Council obligations. It is called the Debt Protocol. He gestured, and a new hologram appeared. It showed Earth, 300 years earlier. The planet looked sick. Brown oceans, gray skies, dying forests, 12 billion humans struggling to survive on a world they had nearly destroyed. We were dying, Day One said simply. Our water was poison. Our soil was dead. We had maybe 30 years left before complete collapse. We had just developed basic space travel, but we had nowhere to go, and nothing to offer anyone. The hologram shifted. A small ship appeared in orbit around Earth. Not a warship. Just a simple scout vessel with strange markings. A Chitara explorer named Vensha found us, Day One continued. She saw our situation. She spent 3 months in orbit, using her ship's systems to analyze our problem. Then she gave us something. The hologram showed data streaming from the Chitara ship to Earth. She gave us her people's water purification technology. Advanced biofilters, atmospheric scrubbers, soil regeneration techniques. She gave us everything we needed to save ourselves. Talvin's antenna twitched in surprise. I did not know the council was aware of ancient Vensha. She was my grandfather's grandmother. Our histories mention her journey to a dead world, but no details. We have details, Day One said. We have recordings of every conversation, every data transfer, every equation she shared. She asked for nothing in return. She said her people believed that life should help life. Then she left. We never saw her again. The hologram changed again, showing Earth recovering. Green returning. Blue oceans. Cities rebuilding. She saved 12 billion humans. Because of her gift, humanity survived. We healed our world. We reached the stars. We joined you here. Day One's voice grew harder. We have not forgotten. Every human child learns Vensha's name in school. We have a monument to her on every human world. And we made a promise. If the Chitara ever needed us, we would come. No matter what. No matter when. Charming sentiment, the Theran ambassador said. But the Chitara need armies, not gratitude. The Vex Empire has 600 warships. What will you do? Build hospitals near the battlefields? Day One smiled. He pressed another control. The hologram changed one more time. Kelsha gasped. Other representatives stood in shock. Some made sounds of fear. The hologram showed ships, thousands of ships, massive dreadnoughts bristling with weapons, carriers launching fighter swarms, destroyers in perfect formation, all marked with Earth's symbols. For 200 years, Day One said, humanity has built a fleet. We built it in secret, in dark space, far from council eyes. We built it for one purpose only, to repay our debt to the Chitara. We have been waiting for this day. Impossible, Kelsha whispered. Your species has no military tradition. You are peacekeepers. We are many things, Day One replied. We remember kindness, and we repay it. Always. The hologram showed the human fleet moving, jumping to faster than light speed. Admiral Hana is already en route to Chitara space with the first fleet. Admiral Sung Ho follows with the second fleet. Commander Yuri and her special operations teams are preparing insertion. None. None, none. None, none, none. None, none, none. Day One turned to face Talvin directly. Your ancestors saved us when we had nothing. Now we will save you. This is Protocol 7. This is humanity's way. Talvin's legs buckled. He fell to his knees, overwhelmed. But why? That was 300 years ago. No species remembers such old obligations. Humans do. Day One said. We remember everything. Every kindness. Every mercy. Every hand extended when we needed help. We keep records. We teach our children. We wait for the day we can pay back what we owe. That day is today. The chamber erupted in shocked conversation. Some species were amazed. Others were calculating what this meant for them. A few looked frightened, wondering what else humans remembered. Kelsha called for order. Ambassador Day One, this changes everything. The council must discuss. The council may discuss what it wishes. Day One interrupted calmly. But humanity is done discussing. We are acting. The Vex Empire threatened our friends. That debt will be settled now. Far away, in the darkness between stars, Captain Hana stood on the bridge of her dreadnought, the Eternal Promise. Around her, 300 warships dropped out of faster-than-light travel. Below them, Chitara homeworld gleamed like a blue jewel, surrounded by Vex blockade ships. Hana opened a channel to all Vex forces. This is Captain Hana of Earth. You are in violation of human interests. Withdraw immediately, or be removed. The Vex commander laughed. Humans? The peacekeepers? We are not afraid of you. Hana's expression did not change. You should be, she said softly. We remember Vensha, and we always pay our debts. The human fleet powered up weapons. The galaxy was about to learn what happened when someone threatened humanity's friends. Captain Hana studied the tactical display on her bridge. 300 human warships surrounded the Chitara homeworld. The Vex blockade fleet numbered 120 vessels. They looked confident. That would change soon. Open channel to the Vex commander, Hana ordered. Her crew worked silently, efficiently. They had trained for this mission their entire careers. Some had parents who trained before them. 2 centuries of preparation were about to be tested. The Vex overlord Krethus appeared on screen. He was large, armored, with 4 arms and a face designed by evolution for intimidation. You again, human. I told you we are not afraid. Leave now, or be destroyed. I am giving you one warning, Hana said calmly. You have 24 hours to evacuate all military forces from Chitara space. After that time, we will remove you. Krethus laughed, a harsh barking sound. Remove us? With what? Your hospital ships? Your food transports? He leaned closer to his camera. We know humans. You are soft. You negotiate. You compromise. You give medical aid to your enemies. You are weak. We give you 24 hours, Hana repeated. Because we are not like you. We do not kill without warning. We do not destroy without mercy. But make no mistake, Overlord, When the time expires, you will leave. One way or another. She cut the connection. Around her, the bridge crew waited for orders. Lieutenant Quan spoke first. Captain, he will not withdraw. The Vex do not retreat. I know, Hana said. Signal Admiral Sung Ho. Have Second Fleet take positions at the outer colonies. Contact Commander Yuri. Tell her to begin preparations. Across the system, aboard the stealth ship Silent Promise, Commander Yuri gathered her team. 50 of the best special operations soldiers humanity had ever trained. Each had studied the Vex for years. They knew their language, their tactics, their ship designs. Mission is simple, Yuri told them. 70 Vex, command ships across 7 colonies. We hit all of them simultaneously in exactly 24 hours. Disable their communication, their weapons control, their engines. No kills unless absolutely necessary. These commanders will surrender once they realize they are helpless. A young soldier named Taeyang raised his hand. Commander, why show mercy to invaders? Yuri smiled grimly. Because that is what humans do. We fight when we must. We win when we fight. But we win as humans, not as monsters. The galaxy is watching. They will learn that humans are dangerous, yes. But they will also learn we are just. The Vex will remember this day, not because we killed them, but because we could have killed them and chose not to. The hours passed slowly. Vex forces did not withdraw. Krathus sent messages to the Vex Empire, mocking the human warnings. He reinforced his positions. He prepared for battle, confident in his numerical advantage and firepower. He did not know that human ships were not like other ships. He did not know that human weapons were built on 2 centuries of focused research. He did not know that every system, every tactic, every strategy had been refined for this single purpose. When 24 hours expired exactly, Hana gave the order. All ships, execute Protocol 7. Engage. The human fleet moved as one. It was beautiful and terrible. Synchronized like a dance. Precise like a machine. Deadly like a promise kept. Vex ships opened fire first. Their weapons were powerful, designed to shatter planets. But human shields held. Human point defense systems shot down missiles with impossible accuracy. Human ships moved through Vex formations like water flowing through cracks. Target their weapons only, Hana commanded. Disable, do not destroy. Focused energy beams lanced out from human ships. They cut through Vex armor with surgical precision, destroying weapon emplacements while leaving crew sections intact. One by one, Vex warships went silent, floating helpless in space. Krathus watched in horror from his flagship. What is this? How can they be so accurate? Return fire. Destroy them. But his ships could not. Human electronic warfare systems jammed their targeting. Human fighters swarmed around Vex vessels, placing small charges that disabled engines without breaching hulls. Human tactics were overwhelming, not through brutality, but through complete technical superiority. At the same moment, Commander Yuri and her teams struck. 70 Vex command ships, spread across 7 colonies. 70 simultaneous breaching operations. The teams moved through Vex ships like ghosts, stunning crew members, seizing bridge controls, locking down weapon systems. On the command ship at the 3rd colony, Yuri personally confronted the Vex subcommander. He reached for his weapon. She was faster, disarming him without injury. "You are defeated," she said in his language. "Order your forces to stand down. No one else needs to be hurt. Why not kill me?" The subcommander asked, confused and humiliated. "Is this some game?" "This is mercy," Yuri replied. "You attacked our friends. We will stop you. But you are still living beings. Surrender now and live. Your choice." Similar conversations happened across all 70 ships. Within 3 hours of the deadline, Every Vex command vessel was disabled. Not destroyed. Disabled. Admiral Sung Ho reported from the outer colonies. Second Fleet has secured all orbital positions. Vex ground forces are cut off from supply. They are requesting terms. Back at the homeworld, Krethis found his flagship surrounded by human vessels. His weapons were offline. His shields were gone. His communications were controlled by human systems. Hana appeared on his screen again. "You were warned," she said. "Now you have a choice. Order complete withdrawal from Chitara space, or we will dismantle every military asset you have. Ship by ship. Base by base. We will do it without killing you, because that is our way. But you will leave." Krethis felt something he rarely experienced. Fear. Not fear of death. Fear of complete humiliation. "You could have destroyed us in the first strike. Why did you not?" "Jew. Because humans remember kindness," Hana said. "And we remember cruelty too. You were cruel to the Chitara. You invaded their worlds. But you have not committed genocide. You have not executed prisoners. You can still walk away from this. Learn from it. Change. Or next time someone you attack might be under human protection again. And we will be even faster." Krethis looked at his disabled fleet. Looked at his helpless command staff. Looked at the human ships that could have killed them all but had chosen restraint. "What are you?" Quote. Quote, he whispered. "What kind of species does this?" "We are humans," Hana answered. "We remember. We protect. We repay debts. And we are very, very patient." She leaned forward. "But our patience has limits. What is your decision?" On the surface of Chitara homeworld, Talvin stood with his people, watching the sky. They saw flashes of light, saw Vex ships going dark, saw human vessels moving in perfect formation. They did not understand what was happening, but they knew they were witnessing something unprecedented. An elder spoke softly. "Vensha gave them water purification 300 years ago. And for this, they brought an entire fleet?" "They brought more than a fleet," Talvin said, his voice filled with wonder. "They brought proof that kindness is never wasted, that mercy is remembered, that somewhere in this cold galaxy there is a species that pays its debts." In orbit, Krethis made his choice. "I will order withdrawal. Complete withdrawal." "Wise decision," Hana said. "You have 48 hours. After that, any Vex military presence in this sector will be removed. Permanently." As the Vex began their retreat, messages flooded across the galactic network. Every species watched. Every government analyzed what they had seen. The humans had revealed themselves as warriors, terrifying, efficient warriors. But warriors with honor. Warriors with rules. Warriors who remembered their friends and protected them without hesitation. The galaxy began to wonder. What else did humans remember? And more importantly, who did they remember? The Emergency Council session was the most attended in galactic history. Every species sent representatives. Every government wanted answers. The chamber was packed beyond capacity, with thousands watching through holographic links. Council Prime Kelsha called for order, her crystalline form glowing with agitation. "Ambassador Day 1, you will explain. Immediately. How did humanity build a warfleet without council knowledge? Why was this hidden? What else are you concealing?" Day 1 stood calmly at the human podium. Beside him, Minseo waited with a data tablet. She was a historian, called from Earth specifically for this testimony. Around the chamber, fear and anger mixed in equal measure. "We hid nothing," Day 1 said simply. "We built our ships in unclaimed space, which is legal. We developed our technology, which is legal. We maintained a defensive force, which every species does. We simply did not discuss it. You let us believe you were weak," accused the Theran ambassador. his scales flushed red with fury. You played at being peacekeepers while secretly preparing for war. We are peacekeepers, Day One replied. We run hospitals. We operate schools. We mediate disputes. We have never started a conflict. Everything you knew about humanity was true. You simply did not know everything. Minseo stepped forward. Council members, may I present evidence? At Kelsha's nod, she activated her display. A massive hologram filled the center of the chamber. It showed a document. Written in clear script, this is the Charter of Remembrance. Minseo explained. Every human learns it at age 5. It is the foundation of our civilization. May I read the first principle? Mini marking to the Dera, mini marking to the Tensive. She did not wait for permission. Her voice rang clear. We are humanity. We remember. Every kindness shown to us is recorded. Every mercy granted to us is honored. Every debt we owe will be repaid. This is our sacred obligation. This is what makes us human. The document expanded, showing thousands of entries, dates, names, events. Minseo scrolled through slowly. Here, the rivalry species shared agricultural techniques with our Mars colony in year 42. We have not forgotten. Here, the Peltok provided medical assistance during the Titan Plague in year 67. We remember. Here, the Navari defended our trade ships from pirates in year 93. We owe them. We owe them. She paused. And here, 300 years before we joined the Council, the Chitara saved our entire species. We built a fleet to repay that debt. When the debt was called, we honored it. A small species representative, barely visible in the chamber's scale, spoke up. But this is insane. No one remembers obligations from centuries ago. Civilizations change. Governments fall. Old promises fade. Human promises do not fade, Day One said quietly. We are different. Maybe it is because we nearly went extinct. Maybe it is because we remember how close we came to losing everything. But we cannot forget. We do not forget. Every human child grows up learning about Vensha, about the water purification, about the species that helped us when we had nothing to offer in return. Minseo brought up another display. The Charter of Remembrance has 2 sections. First, the debts we owe. We have 247 active entries, acts of kindness, large and small, that we will repay when the opportunity comes. Some are centuries old. Some are from last year. All are remembered. The chamber fell silent. The implications were staggering. Every species began mentally reviewing their history with humanity. Every government wondered what humans remembered about them. What is the second section? Kelsha asked, though her voice suggested she feared the answer. Minseo's expression hardened. The second section records wrongs, cruelties, betrayals, acts of aggression against humanity, or its friends. She pulled up another list. It was shorter than the first, but every entry glowed red. The Korthon hegemony, enslaved human colonists. In year 17, before we joined the Council, we remember. The Zelvan Consortium dumped toxic waste in our colony system in year 56, killing thousands. We remember. The Vex Empire attacked our friends, the Chitara. We remember. Are you threatening us? The Theran ambassador hissed. Is this some human plan for revenge? No, Day One said firmly. We are explaining ourselves. You asked what kind of species we are. We are telling you. We remember both kindness and cruelty. We prioritize repaying kindness first. Always. But we do not forget wrongs, either. Talvin, still present as a witness, spoke from the petitioner's circle. They saved us. My people face extinction, and they brought an entire fleet. They risked themselves for an old debt. How is this threatening? Because now we know what they are capable of, another ambassador said. They are not soft. They are not weak. They have weapons and tactics we never imagined. And they have lists. Lists of who helped them. Lists of who hurt them. Minseo nodded. Yes, we keep lists. This surprises you? We are humans. We are teachers and doctors and artists. But we are also record keepers. We remember stories. We honor our ancestors. We teach our children about the past. This is not a threat. This is simply who we are. But you built warships, Kelsha insisted. Thousands of warships. This was not just remembrance. This was preparation for violence. We prepared to protect. Hana's voice cut in. She had joined the council session via hologram from her ship. Overlord Krethis called humans weak. He was wrong. We are strong. But we use our strength to defend, not to conquer. Every Vex ship we disabled could have been destroyed. Every Vex soldier could have been killed. We chose mercy. Why? Asked a smaller species ambassador. In war, mercy is weakness. No, Hana said. In war, mercy is strength. It is easy to kill. It is hard to win without killing. We chose the hard way because that is what humans do. We fight when we must, but we remain human. We do not become monsters to defeat monsters. Daewon spoke again, his voice carrying through the chamber. Council members, you are afraid. We understand. You saw what human technology can do. You realize we are not what you thought we were. But consider this. For 200 years, we have been members of this council. In that time, have we ever betrayed a trust? Have we ever started a war? Have we ever broken a promise? Silence answered him. The record was clear. Humanity had been model citizens. Helpful, peaceful, constructive. Nothing had changed, except the council's perception. We are still the same species, Daewon continued. We still run hospitals. We still teach children. We still believe in peace. But we also believe in justice, and in keeping our promises. The Chitara needed help. We owed them a debt. We paid it. This is what humans do. Minseo added one more thing. The Charter of Remembrance is public. Any species can read it. You can see what we remember about you. We hide nothing. We built our fleet in secret because we wanted it to be a surprise to our enemies, not because we were ashamed of it. We are proud of what we built. We are proud of what we did. We saved our friends. What could be more honorable than that? Talvin stood again, his insectoid body straightening with dignity. May I speak? At Kelsha's nod, he continued. I came here begging for help. You all said no. You called my people worthless. You said we had nothing to offer. Then humans came. They brought an army. They drove off the Vex Empire. They asked nothing in return. And now you punish them for this? He looked around the chamber. My ancestor gave humans some technology 300 years ago. A small gift. She did not expect anything back. She did it because it was right. And these humans, these strange, terrifying, beautiful humans, they spent 2 centuries preparing to repay that gift. They built ships. They trained soldiers. They waited patiently for the day they could help us. And when that day came, they did not hesitate. His voice strengthened. You should not fear them. You should learn from them. They remember. They keep promises. They honor debts. These are virtues, not threats. The chamber erupted in discussion. Some species were convinced. Others remained suspicious. But everyone understood one thing clearly. Humanity was not what they had believed. Humans were deeper, stranger, more complex than anyone had imagined. Kelsha finally spoke. The Council will take this testimony under advisement. But understand, Ambassador Day 1, the galaxy has changed. Your secret is revealed. Species will react. Some will seek your friendship. Others will fear your power. How will humanity respond? Day 1 smiled. The same way we always have. We will remember who helps us. We will repay our debts. We will protect our friends. And we will remain human. Today we settled our oldest debt. We have 246 others. We look forward to honoring them all. In time. As the session ended, messages flooded through galactic networks. Every species reviewed their human interactions. Every government checked their records. And everywhere, the same question was asked. What do the humans remember about us? Overlord Krethus sat in his command throne on the Vex homeworld, watching reports flood in. 3 weeks had passed since the Chitara incident. 3 weeks of continuous human military action. 3 weeks of watching his empire crumble. Status report. He growled to his staff. The intelligence officer trembled as he spoke. Overlord, we have lost contact with the 4th, 7th, and 9th fleets. The humans have disabled all military installations in the outer territories. Our supply lines are cut. Our communication networks are compromised. How? Krethus slammed his fist on the armrest. We are the Vex Empire. We have conquered 17 species. How can these soft humans do this? 1. On the human ship Silent Promise, Commander Yuri reviewed the operation plans with her expanded team. Phase 3 begins tonight. We have identified 312 Vex military command centers across their empire. We hit all of them simultaneously. Remember, disable, do not destroy, extract data, shut down systems, and withdraw. Beside her, Taeyang studied his assigned target. Commander, some of these installations have civilian populations nearby. What if there are complications? Then we adapt, Yuri said. We have spent 2 centuries preparing for this. We know how to fight in cities. We know how to separate military from civilian. We are humans. We do not accept collateral damage as inevitable. We work harder to avoid it. Across the Vex Empire, human cyber warfare specialist Ji Woo and her team were already wreaking havoc. From the safety of the human ship, technical victory, they had penetrated every Vex network. Their security is primitive, Ji Woo explained to Admiral Sung Ho via secure link. They rely on intimidation and brute force. They never expected anyone to fight back with intelligence and precision. What can you accomplish without firing a shot? Sung Ho asked. Ji Woo smiled. Watch this. She entered commands. Across 36 Vex worlds, military bases went dark. Power failed. Doors locked. Weapon systems shut down. It looked like massive technical failures, but every shutdown was precisely calculated. Civilian infrastructure remained untouched. Hospitals still had power. Homes still had heat. Only military targets went offline. They will know it was us, Ji Woo said, but they cannot stop it. We control their networks now. Every command they send, we can block. Every message they transmit, we can intercept. We have effectively conquered their military without invading their worlds. Krethus received the reports with growing horror. Our bases are blind. Our ships cannot communicate. Our weapons are offline. This is impossible. Wars are not won this way. Our wars are actually... Admiral Hana's voice came through his emergency communication channel. This is exactly how wars are won. Humans learned long ago that destroying things is easy. Taking away your ability to fight while keeping you alive is much harder. We chose the hard way. What do you want? Krethus demanded. Surrender? Tribute? Territory? We want you to leave the Chitara alone, Hana said simply. We want you to never threaten them again. That is all. We have no interest in your empire. We have no desire for your worlds. We are settling a debt, not building an empire of our own. I have already withdrawn from Chitara space, Krethis protested. What more do you want? We want to be sure, Hana replied, so we are removing your ability to threaten them. When we are satisfied that the Chitara are safe, we will leave. Then the situation became worse for Krethis. His intelligence officer burst into the throne room. Overlord! The humans have taken hostages from our occupation forces. Krethis stood up, feeling something like hope for the first time. They took hostages? This is against their principles. We can negotiate. We can... No, Overlord, the officer interrupted. I misspoke. They did not take our soldiers hostage. They rescued the hostages we took. Krethis fell back into his throne. What? The display showed recordings from a dozen worlds. Vex forces had taken Chitara civilians prisoner, planning to use them as leverage. Standard Vex tactics. But overnight, something unprecedented happened. 483 simultaneous rescue operations. Human special forces teams appearing like ghosts. Precise insertion. No warning. No negotiation. They simply came in, extracted every single hostage, and vanished. No Vex soldiers killed unless they fired first. No structures destroyed unless necessary. Clean. Professional. Impossible. Yuri's voice came through on captured communication recordings. We are taking these civilians to safety. Do not follow us. Do not try to stop us. If you do, you will regret it. One Vex commander had tried to stop them. His entire compound was disabled in 40 seconds. Every weapon destroyed. Every soldier stunned but alive. The hostages were gone before anyone could react. How? Krethis whispered. 483 locations, all at the same time. All successful. What are these humans? Admiral Sung-ho answered his question via broadcast to all Vex forces. We are humans. We plan carefully. We train constantly. We execute perfectly. You thought you could threaten innocent lives to protect yourselves. You were wrong. We will extract every hostage. We will disable every threat. And we will do it all without becoming the monsters you are. Krethis tried one final strategy. He assembled his remaining operational fleet, nearly 200 ships, and sent them to attack a human colony world. If he could not win militarily, perhaps he could force negotiations by threatening human civilians. The fleet never reached the colony. Admiral Hana's forces intercepted them in deep space. The battle was over in 40 minutes. Not a single human ship was destroyed. Every Vex vessel was disabled, boarded, and secured. The Vex crews were processed as prisoners of war, given medical treatment, and held in comfortable detention. Captain Bora, commanding one of the human frigates, spoke to the captured Vex crews. You tried to attack our families, our children. This was a mistake. But we will not kill you for it. We will not torture you. We will not lower ourselves to your standards. You will be treated according to galactic conventions. You will be fed, housed, and cared for. And you will watch as we finish defeating your empire without compromising our principles. In his throne room, Krethis finally broke. He opened a direct channel to Admiral Hana. I surrender. Completely. Unconditionally. Just stop. Please. Hana appeared on his screen, her expression neutral. You said we were weak. You said we could not fight. You mocked our mercy. I was wrong, Krethis said, and there was no pride left in his voice. I understand now. You fight like demons, but you act like angels. You are more dangerous than any species I have ever encountered, precisely because you refuse to be cruel. I cannot predict you. I cannot frighten you. You do not need to understand us, Hana replied. You only need to remember us. Remember that humans protect their friends. Remember that human promises are kept. Remember that human mercy is real. but so is human strength. She leaned closer to her camera. Your empire ends today, Overlord. Not with death, not with destruction, but with the simple fact that you no longer have the capability to threaten anyone. Your fleets are disabled. Your weapons are offline. Your command structure is dismantled. You are not destroyed. You are simply no longer dangerous. What happens to my people? Krithis asked quietly. They live, Hana said. They rebuild. They learn. Perhaps they find a better way to exist in the galaxy. That is up to them. But they will never again threaten the Chitara, or any other species under human protection. This is not a threat. This is a statement of fact. Across the galaxy, species watched in amazement as the Vex Empire, one of the most aggressive and powerful civilizations in known space, was systematically dismantled by human forces in less than a month. Not destroyed. Dismantled. And then, as promised, the humans began to leave. They did not occupy Vex worlds. They did not claim territory. They did not demand tribute. They simply ensured that the Chitara were safe, then started withdrawing their forces. Talvin, watching from his homeworld, spoke to Day One via communication link. Your people are leaving already? The Vex might rebuild. They might. Day One agreed. But they will remember this. They will remember what happened when they threatened our friends. And if they forget, we will remind them. We are patient. We remember. We will be watching. 1. On his ship, Overlord Krithis sat alone in the dark, thinking about the species that had defeated him without hatred, conquered him without cruelty, and left him alive to contemplate his mistakes. What are they? He whispered to the empty room. The answer came from his own memories of Hana's words. We are humans. We remember. And we always keep our promises. The Galactic Council met in emergency session for the third time in as many months. This time, the mood was different. Not angry, not fearful, but deeply uncertain. Ambassador Day One stood at the human podium, waiting patiently as representatives filed in. Council Prime Kelsha opened the session. Ambassador Day One, humanity has completed its military action against the Vex Empire. The Council acknowledges that you acted in defense of the Chitara. However, questions remain. What does humanity want as compensation for this intervention? Day One looked genuinely confused. Compensation? For what? You deployed massive military resources, the Theron ambassador said. You spent substantial time and energy. By galactic custom, the rescued species owes the rescuer. What is your price? There is no price, Day One said simply. We were repaying a debt, not conducting a transaction. The Chitara owed us nothing. Their ancestor Vensha gave us a gift 300 years ago. We returned that gift. The debt is settled. Both sides are satisfied. Silence filled the chamber. This answer made no sense to most species present. Military actions were expensive. Power was meant to be used for gain. No one deployed a fleet without expecting something in return. You expect nothing? Kelsha asked carefully. Nothing, Day One confirmed. The Chitara are our friends. We helped them because that is what friends do. We are humans. We remember kindness. We repay debts. We do not charge interest on our memories. Talvin stood in the petitioner's circle, his compound eyes reflecting the lights. May I speak? At Kelsha's nod, he continued. The humans have already begun leaving our space. They left behind medical supplies, construction materials, and technical assistance for rebuilding. They trained our people in defensive systems. They asked for nothing. When I tried to offer payment, Ambassador Day One said the payment was made 300 years ago by my ancestor. He said our accounts were balanced. He paused, emotion making his voice tremble. I do not understand this species, but I know they are the most honorable beings I have ever encountered. Admiral Hana appeared via hologram. Council members, I have additional information. Humanity is beginning to dismantle the war fleet. The ships we built for this purpose will be decommissioned. Some will be converted to cargo vessels. Some will become research ships. Some will be recycled. We built them to settle a debt. The debt is settled. We have no further need for them. You are dismantling your military? The Theran ambassador asked incredulously. You revealed yourself as a major power. Why would you give up that advantage? 1. Because we are not seeking power, Hana replied. We built those ships for one purpose. That purpose is complete. We will maintain normal defensive forces, as any species does. But we do not need an empire-breaking fleet. We are peacekeepers, remember? We want to go back to running hospitals and teaching children, but not everyone in the chamber was convinced. Over the following days, something unexpected happened. Representatives from 17 different species approached human diplomats privately. They came with questions, with concerns, with requests. A small species called the Menvari sent their ambassador to meet Minseo in a private chamber. Historian Minseo, I must ask, do humans remember the Menvari? Minseo pulled up her records. Yes. The Menvari provided sanctuary to human refugees during the colony wars. Year 89. You sheltered 3,000 humans for 2 years until the conflict ended. You asked no payment. You simply said, all species deserve safety. The Menvari ambassador's skin changed color with emotion. You remember that? It was over a century ago. Those refugees were so few. In the next Ein. We remember, Minseo said gently. Every single one of those 3,000 humans survived because of your kindness. Their descendants number over 40,000 now. All of them know the Menvari name. All of them are grateful. You are in our charter of remembrance. When you need help, we will come. This is our promise. The ambassador began to weep. We are facing economic collapse, a trade embargo by larger species. We have no leverage, no power. We assumed we would simply fade away. Are you saying humans would help us? We are saying we owe you. Minseo replied. Give us the details. We will review the situation. If there is a way to help, we will find it. This is what humans do. We will review the 6th time. Not mercs. Similar conversations happened across the diplomatic sphere. Species that had helped humanity in small ways, decades or centuries ago, learned that humans remembered, and more than remembered, humans were preparing to repay. But there were other conversations too, more tense ones. The Korthon hegemony sent a nervous delegation to Daewon's office. Their representative, a large being named Court, shifted uncomfortably in his seat. Ambassador Daewon, we must discuss the incident in year 17. Daewon pulled up the record. When Korthon forces enslaved human colonists. Yes, I know it well. 43 humans died in captivity before we could negotiate their release. Court's skin paled. That was 183 years ago. New government. Different leaders. We have changed. Have you? Daewon asked. Not threatening. Simply questioning. We have, Court insisted. We abolished slavery 70 years ago. We reformed our laws. We are not the same hegemony that wronged your people. Daewon studied him carefully. Then he made a decision that would echo through the galaxy. Then, that debt is cancelled. Humanity seeks no revenge against species that have changed. We remember wrongs, yes. But we also recognize growth. If the Korthon hegemony has truly reformed, then we have no grievance. The red mark in our charter becomes gray. You are neither friend nor enemy. You are simply another species, starting fresh. Court almost collapsed with relief. Thank you. Thank you. We feared human vengeance for decades. We are not vengeful, Day One said. We are just. There is a difference. You changed. You improved. We acknowledge that. But understand, we are still watching. If you return to your old ways, the debt returns. And we will remember. News of this conversation spread quickly. Species that had wronged humanity began to examine their own behaviors. Some reformed, quickly. Others sought to negotiate. A few remained defiant. But even they became more cautious, knowing humans were keeping records. On the Chitara homeworld, construction was well underway. Human engineers worked alongside Chitara civilians, rebuilding cities destroyed by Vex occupation. A young human named Jun Wu helped repair a school. He worked next to an elderly Chitara teacher. "Why do you help us?" the teacher asked. "Your debt is paid. Your ships are leaving. Yet you stay and build." Junwoo smiled. "Because this is what humans do. We help. We build. We connect. Your ancestor Vensha helped us when we needed it. We helped you when you needed it. Now we work together because that is how friendships continue. Not as debts, but as bonds." "You are very young," the teacher observed. "Were you even born when the debt was recorded?" "I am 23. Junwoo confirmed. "I learned about Vensha when I was 5 years old. I learned about the water purification. I learned about the promise we made. I volunteered for the fleet because I wanted to honor that promise. And now, I volunteer to rebuild because the work is not done until you are safe and thriving." The teacher touched Junwoo's hand gently with a foreclaw. "Your species is strange and beautiful. You think in such long time spans. You honor such old obligations. You are like living bridges between past and future." Back in the council chamber, a final session was held. Kelsha addressed the assembly. "The situation with the Chitara and the Vex is resolved. Humanity has acted, and humanity has withdrawn. But the galaxy has changed. We must address this new reality." Ambassador Day One stood to speak one final time. "The galaxy has not changed as much as you think. Humanity is still the same species we were 6 months ago. We still run hospitals. We still teach in schools. We still mediate disputes. The only difference is that now you know we remember. And you know we keep promises." He activated a hologram. "The Charter of Remembrance is now publicly available to all species. You can see what we remember about you. You can see which debts we still owe. You can see which wrongs are recorded. There are no secrets. We hide nothing. We hide nothing. We hide nothing." The list appeared, massive and detailed. Species began searching for their own names. Some found entries about kindness. Some found entries about wrongs. Some found nothing at all. "We have 246 active debts of gratitude remaining," Day One said. "We will honor them all, in time. Some are small, some are large, all are remembered. We invite you to hold us accountable. If we say we owe you, we will pay. This is humanity's word." "And the red entries?" asked a nervous ambassador. "The wrongs you remember?" And, "We remember them," Day One confirmed. "But we are not seeking revenge. We are seeking justice. If you have changed, if you have improved, we will acknowledge it. If you continue to harm others, we will respond. We are not monsters. We are not conquerors. We are humans. We believe in growth, in redemption, in second chances. But we also believe in consequences. And we have very, very long memories." Kelsha spoke carefully. "Humanity has proven itself powerful. The question is, what will you do with that power?" Daewon smiled. "The same thing we have always done. We will help those who need help. We will protect those who need protection. We will remember those who deserve to be remembered. We will keep our promises. This is what humans do. This is what humans will always do. Far away, on a prison station holding Vex prisoners, Overlord Krethus watched the council broadcast. He saw Daewon's speech. He saw the Charter of Remembrance. He finally understood what he had faced. They are not warriors pretending to be peaceful, he said to his cellmate. They are peaceful beings who learn to fight when necessary. That is why they are so dangerous. They fight without losing themselves. They win without becoming us. His cellmate, a younger Vex officer, asked, "What should we tell our people? What lesson should we learn?" Krethus thought for a long moment. "Tell them this. In the galaxy, there is a species that remembers everything. If you help them, they will never forget. If you hurt them, they will never forget. Choose wisely which memory you want to create, and never, ever, threaten their friends." On Earth, in a small school, children learned their daily lesson. The teacher showed them a picture of Ven Shah, the Chitara explorer who saved humanity 3 centuries ago. "Today, Makamana, Wanavana," the teacher said, "we celebrate Remembrance Day. We honor all those who helped us. We remember our debts, and we remember that humanity always, always, keeps its promises." A child raised her hand. "Teacher, when we grow up, will we have debts to pay too?" The teacher smiled. "Yes. Your generation will have its own promises to keep, its own debts to honor, its own friendships to maintain. This is the gift and burden of being human. We remember, we connect, we promise, and we never, ever break our word." The child nodded seriously, understanding that she was part of something larger than herself, part of a species that thought in centuries, that honored old debts, that kept promises across generations. In the Charter of Remembrance, a new entry was being written. The galaxy learned what humans are. The galaxy learned what humans remember. The galaxy learned that kindness to humans is never wasted, and cruelty toward human friends is never forgotten. Balance is restored. Debts are honored. Promises are kept. This is humanity's way. And across the galaxy, species began to truly understand. Humans were not just another civilization. They were something unique, something patient, something that thought in generations and remembered for centuries. They were beings who turned gratitude into a promise, memory into a weapon, and friendship into an unbreakable bond. They were humans. And they remembered everything.